Okie dokes. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. Today I am kicking off a very exciting sewing project, but it is a dress or brunch coat. And I am doing view number 1, which is this red dress here. I like the collar in it and I like it better than the sleeves, and I specifically like it because of the fabric I chose. Let me show you the fabric. That would just be easier. So this here is the fabric I'm using. I recently hauled this fabric from my trip to Lancaster, and so if you're curious about some big fabric warehouses, you can check out that video. But this is the fabric I'm using. It is directional, kind of, like the polka dots are clearly up and down or not. But I thought this brunch coat, that's such a funny thing. It's funny to think that we have been dressing for brunch this long. I don't know why, but that kind of surprised me. Is trimmed with bias tape. So I went to the store and I looked at all the colors and I decided I think I would like blue bias tape the best. And then I'm gonna trim it with some really gorgeous 1940s buttons that I have for the buttons. So I'm super excited about this. I think this is gonna be so pretty. I'm so excited to wear it for all the non-brunches I go to. Also, this fabric, just to point out, is 100% cotton. This is a quilting cotton. So I'm excited to use it. And we will now, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off camera to iron this and iron out this pattern. And then I will meet you at the floor for cutting. All right, I have ironed all of my fabric and all of my pattern pieces, even though I swear to God it never looks like I did, but I always do. And now I have laid them out and I am just going ahead and cutting these pieces out. This was a super straightforward pattern to cut. They are directional stripes, however, because of the little polka dots that I was mentioning in the intro. And so therefore I had to definitely make sure to keep all the pieces going in the direction I want. And it did end up taking a little bit more fabric and did not work with their standardized layout that they had in the pattern pack. But I'm just gonna be here cutting into hyperdrive for a few seconds. You'll get a spooky sighting at the end though, don't you worry. We have Spooky staring at me and occasionally grooming herself while I am marking all of the holes. Lately I have really liked cutting out all my pieces and then focusing on doing all the cutting the little notches as well as doing all the marking. I've really enjoyed that routine because it kind of lets me just focus on one thing at a time, so that's been kind of my more recent process. And then here I have some footage that I wanted to show you guys. It's not super great footage. I will at some point try to get excellent footage of me using this weird tool. But you can kind of see the red marks there. But basically what I have is, I think it was called a market or something like that. It's that weird metal tool that you're seeing me use, where basically what you do is you take a piece of transfer paper that's really long and you're supposed to wrap it around both sides. In this case, because I was giving it a try, I was only doing it on one side, but in the future I'll use both sides. And you basically, put in the transfer paper, you pin everything in place, and then you go and you clamp the metal thing together, and it makes really perfect markings. I love this tool. I am so glad I picked it up for $2 at that weird thrift store on the coast. I'm very pleased with its performance, and I will be probably using this always on all of my patterns. The biggest thing to note is it can exacerbate any holes in the pattern. However, as much as I want to keep my patterns in condition for somebody to use them, if somebody won't use them because there's a little hole by the hole, or the holes in weird condition, that is kind of not my problem. And I plan on holding on to most of these patterns for the rest of my life. So Yeah, so I really like this tool. I found some on eBay. They do still around. I would highly recommend them. I will make sure to like link the actual name or description or something of it down below, so that way you can note it. But yep, I'm just going along and I'm just doing the pencil marking on one side and using the like mark it on the other. All right, we are back at the sewing table. It's been a few days. I've been dealing with some back stuff. My back is still not 100%, but I would really like to sew or actually do something fun. So I'm just gonna kind of push through it. So I have gotten darts put in, as you can see here. You can also see like specifically here. I'm not sure if I got good footage of the marks that using that clicky thing, I'm forgetting the term for it, is, but this is what it like looked like. So really clearly marked and very easy. I really liked that, and I'll be using it again for sure. And then I have the sides and the top seams ready to sew in. I'm grabbing out the instructions. It has me sewing these guys together. And then from there I will be putting on the bias tape onto the sleeves, as well as the collar. It's interesting because the collar like isn't double-sided, like you aren't sewing two collars together. So I guess if it flips up, the wrong side of the fabric will show, but that's all right, I guess. And then, so I'm gonna just prep everything with the bias tape, and then I'll check in next when I'm ready for this phase, which I find kind of confusing. My goal for today, since I'm still not feeling 100%, is just to get the bodice done. And then my goal for the next day will be just to get the skirt done and then them put together. I feel like that feels really doable, because I'm currently in significantly less pain than I've been the past few days. So I think I can actually do this. If I feel really motivated, I might get started on the skirt today and at least do the bound buttonholes, but we'll see on that. But yeah, I will check in after I get kind of some of the bias tape stuff. I have my iron on and I'll press out the bias tape so it'll all be ready to go, and I'm super excited about it. This is gonna be such a cute dress, so super pumped. Alrighty folks, I've been sewing away. You can see I have a cute little bias hemmed sleeve, and then we also have the bodice in general shaping up. You can see the collar here. It actually like extends like this. This is gonna be such a cute dress. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, I'm gonna be basting this down, and then after that I'm gonna be adding, you can see these bias strips, or this lining strip. And then up at the top where there's a gap, because I have two of these strips, they have you putting in a bias facing. I'm gonna use, where did it go? I'm gonna use a white bias tape up there, I guess. Trying to decide if I want to use that or the blue. I'm not quite sure yet. Like if I just want to unfold the blue and like tape it and then like sew that down instead. I might go ahead and do that. It's closer to the width of this. So yeah, so I'm gonna take out a piece of bias tape and just fully flatten it out, and then use that up at the top. But this is coming along super cute. I actually am feeling even better now. So I'm gonna, I think, go ahead and get started with the bound buttonholes on the skirt today, and maybe even do the pockets. We'll see. But I'm gonna check back in when this guy is done and let you guys know what I am doing for the bodice. I mean for the skirt today. All right, guys, we have this here. Let me maybe adjust. So you can see here the collar is all ready to go. This is turning out really, really cute. What I'm gonna do next, while not on camera, is I am going to work on these pockets. So I'm doing the pocket with the flap. So I have all these pieces cut, and I'm just gonna sew them together and get the pocket assembled. I'm gonna hold off on the bound buttonholes because they're kind of fiddly and I think are gonna hurt my shoulder. So I'm not gonna do those right now, but these are significantly less fiddly, and I'm gonna do these. And then I'm also gonna do the hand stitching in here, as well as whatever hand stitching is in the pocket. But I'll probably check in and just show you the pocket, but that'll probably be tomorrow when I kick off actually doing the whole skirt. Alrighty, we are back. We have a pocket. We have two pockets actually. Sorry, I just brushed my mic with the second. So these are looking really good. I also have, this is the back panel of the skirt. It's pinned and ready to sew. I put the inner facing in on this guy. And then I also have buttonholes to do on this. So I actually probably, this will be my last check-in before the reveal. We should be good to go. I haven't done any fittings on this, but I'm a little bit less worried because it is a wrap style dress, so I'll be able to adjust it significantly easier. But these pockets are so cute. This dress. I did forget, like, it's been a few weeks. I actually injured my back pretty bad recently, and I have been pretty much confined to bed for a couple of weeks outside of when I was working. So now we're a few weeks down the road. I'm excited to kind of talk through this project with you guys, but I feel like I have less to say about it because I don't firmly remember it anymore. But I'm excited to show it to you and talk about it. So here it is, super comfy. I just realized I forgot to get the belt, so I'll have to go back to the other room and get it in a second. But this is how it turned out. It's interesting because I had to use like a bias tape here instead of the fabric and the facings. So in the future I might cut a bias strip instead, because I don't super love how this looks, but this is so cute. It's so wild to me to think that this is a dress that like isn't really supposed to be worn out of the house back in the day, but now is like just as nice as like dresses you wear to weddings. So I don't know. I think it's really funny that that's the case. I love this piece so much. I love the bias tape, and I really like the fabric. This was such a good, I'm glad I picked up this fabric. I can't believe I only paid $3.99 a yard for it. Super love it. I love the big giant pockets that I could put like anything in. Yeah, super happy with it. There are like, so it's like actually looser than I want, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised since this is kind of a house coat. So it is like meant to be looser. So I don't super love the fit, and next time I make it, I might kind of like sew in a little bit further here. I think I could change it now if I wanted to, but now I got all the buttons and everything adjusted to this. Like if you will see, the buttons are much further over than they're supposed to be for me to get the fit that I want. So yeah, in the future, I think I'll just kind of take a few inches out, and not a few, like I'll take like 1 inch out, and that will be enough. Cause yeah, just the way I want to wear this, it would work a little bit better, a little bit tighter, but I'm super happy with it. I love the buttons that I put with it, and let me go grab the belt. I really like this belt too, and I like that the belt thing, it doesn't perfectly match the buttons, but it's pretty darn close. So I think that's really fun. I'm really bad about using my buckle stash, and I actually do have a lot of buckles, so it's good to use one. And I mean, I guess like the perk about this is now this dress is adjustable, so it's a good like dress to eat dinner in. I don't know if I really feel like I learned anything new. I do really like how easy this collar was to like install. And I think there actually is a way that if you wanted to, you could make it one of those like dresses where you can remove the collar. I don't really have plans to probably do that, but I think you could fairly easy. I would highly recommend this pattern. I really like the way it turned out. It was super easy to sew, super comfy dress. And I feel very pretty in this dress. I feel very feminine. It's very spring, not very like going into fall, which is where we're at. But I will wear it at least a couple times this year before the weather goes sad. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed joining along. Sorry this one was a little late, but definitely if you want more sewing content, stick around. I have some exciting stuff planned in both September and October. I guess we're in September now, but yeah, so I will see you next time. Bye!